Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Imperator, where we currently need a new Rob Chagrier, and that is going to be a scorned family member, probably. This is aggressive expansion change reduction. Okay, this guy'll do. He's only skill 5, so he's not great at the job, but it'll do for now. No colonizable provinces, and of course, no military tradition to spend for now. Now, we do have all of these cities here with a single building slot. The question is, do we actually care about building in locations with a single building slot? It's an interesting option, or an interesting question for sure. I'm wondering if we can see... So, it's kind of awkward here, but I'm going to guess here. Myra is probably a research city. Let's see what we've got here. So let's just see. Myra is up over here. No, it is not a research city. It's just not great on taxes. Okay, noted. So we can't really tell to build with the macro builder, which is very unfortunate for sure. We do have some locations where we can build a foundry. Each one of these is very likely to be a research city if we can't build a foundry there. Or rather, if we can build a foundry. But that's not helpful for us because we're still going to have to go through every single one of them. So if we could see this list while building a library, that would be great. But I expect everything here in this list, or almost everything anyway, I expect this to all be research. So we can check that. And Kira, that's not how you spell. And Kira, that is out over here, right? And this is probably a research city. Hey, look, it's a research city. So we're going to build a library there. That's fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's something that we can assume. So that's unfortunate. The macro builder, to be honest, in Imperator is not great. Because it doesn't actually give us any useful information here, unlike in Europa. In Europa, the macro builder is phenomenal. Oh, we can build a mine? Yes, do that in Hambach. Sounds good. In Europa, the macro builder is phenomenal. Not so much here. So I guess we could see where we can build more than one academy. No, that's not helpful either. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out a faster way to go through this, and I don't think that there is one. To be honest, I think we just have to go through all of these one at a time, exactly like this. That's very unfortunate, of course. I do want to have these guys drilling. They should be doing that. And are you drilling? No, you're not. You should be drilling. There we go. So we can complete Convert Syria. So that is all well and good. So to that end, I would like to take a quick peek at what these are. So it's just those three? Correct. Just those three. Okay. So Assyrian is but an Israelite, enwrapped in shadows. Definitely. So we need to come up over... Where was this one? It would have been this. Okay. So that looks fine. We can get rid of the Great Temple, get rid of the library, and then we want to put in these two taverns. Like that. Okay. Then we have this up over here where we're currently building a forum. And this is intended to be a research city, so I'm going to cancel construction on that. We're going to get rid of both of these. And we're going to put in 2 courts of law and an academy there. And then we've got... Where was that other location? It was out over here somewhere. Was it you? No, but you do need a forum. So that seems fine. And we can put in something here. We're just looking through these right now. I know it's out here somewhere. This is it, I think. Yes. We have the library here. We have the Great Temple, which we don't need. And we can put in 2 taverns. And we've got a building slot here. So we can also put in a tax office. Okay, sure. So, I mean, we do have a lot of locations where we would love to fill out these building slots very quickly, right? Because there's only one building slot available in a lot of these locations. Unfortunately, we don't really have a good way to do that. So I guess we're going to go down to Kinna, or we could just say we don't care if... I must have clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, we could just say we don't care if they have one building slot. That's an option. Kinna is right here. Yeah, that's a settlement. Interesting. Settlements are actually showing up in the city buildings here, so we would have to look at, like, conscription camps at this point. Fascinating. I hadn't noticed that before, but that was because we were in multiple building slots. So that tells us something very interesting, in fact, which is that a lot of these are not even cities. Bunch of followers of the Risen Lord. Okay. So that's definitely noted. That means that we could go through these settlement buildings and just spam out like slave estates. And that's maybe not a terrible idea. You know what? I'm going to do it. So we're going to spend our gold this way for now. We're going to build a slave estate in all of these, and I don't actually care about what they produce. A slave estate is better than nothing, because at the very least that'll get us population growth. And there'll be that slave output as well. So that'll be fine for now. And we're just going to go through all of it this way. That'll clean up some of this anyway. So that's absolutely fine. We're going to get a lot of these buildings done. And that will allow us to spend all of our gold as well, which is, you know, convenient. So we'll just continue working our way through this. And this here is what the macro builder in this game is good at, is quickly building through all of these cities with a single type of building. Which isn't really the way that I like to build buildings in this game, but okay, this is the strength of the macro builder right here. Cool. So we're not going to get all the way through this list. That's understood. It's going to take some time. We're definitely burning through our gold at a faster rate than we are making it, and that's good. That is a very, very good thing at this moment. But we should also point out, this is going to make us more gold in the long run. So that's understood. So we definitely are going to get like half-ish way through this. Yeah, somewhere around halfway, maybe slightly over. Okay. The lag on it is interesting as well. No doubt about that. Takes it a little bit to actually register the click. But I guess that's fine. So yeah, we're going to get somewhere around halfway through this. Cool. So we did just lose our Rob Erakut, and we can definitely put a new one in. So this would, again, ideally be a member of a Scorn family. There we go. That'll do. Wonderful. No colonizable provinces at this moment, and I would like to continue to work through these slave estates for now. We can actually just go all the way to the bottom here, in theory, because we're sorted, right? And we could just sit here and spam the button. Beautiful. Okay, so that's one way to do things. We have a grand festival going on here, so we're going to get some integrated culture happiness. That's great. And you can see just how much building we've got going on here. We're going to spend manpower on this, thanks. Yeah, you can see just how much we can build and how much we are building. So that's definitely making good solid progress here, but there's more to go. Cool. So every month tick, we can build like 5-ish of these. 4 to 5 of them. That's understood. We do have a lot of disloyal provinces right now, and that's absolutely fine. But this is one way to spend our money anyway. I'm not going to claim it's the best way, but it's certainly one way. Of all of the ways to spend our money, this is definitely one of them. I like it. So at this point, how much more of these do we have? Well, we can see that the scroll bar does move a fair amount here. Okay, we can get some of this going. There we go. So the scroll bar definitely does move a fair amount, but I want to just sit at the bottom of this, and we'll just continue working on it this way. So our current aggressive expansion is at 28.78, and that's looking solid. And this is all red now because we don't have the money. It'll turn green on the month tick here, and we'll see just how much we have left to go. There we go. Not all of them turned green, actually. I'm not sure why this one isn't green. Because it's a city, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. So that's fine, and we want to continue building slave estates for now. Cool. So this will be absolutely fine. We'll get a few of these queued up, and we're going to have a month tick coming through here again. Perfect. So that's fine. We'll get all of these constructions done eventually. There's a lot going on right now. Wow, that's a lot of constructions. Okay, they're just everywhere. We're building slave estates in all of the places. Beautiful. So we do need a new civic researcher, and that's going to be this guy. We have a scorned family. That's fine. I'm not going to put a unqualified person into a researcher slot. So we're about to get a religious advance here. That's going to be in March of next year. Okay, good to know. We can, of course, queue up a few more slave estates, which is wonderful to do. Note how this is not actually going to be changing our income, and that's expected. I'm not sure why they even have this column here, because it's going to take time to get more slaves there, right? And that's where the money will come from. It doesn't come from the building itself. I don't know. The macro builder in this game is very strangely designed. I don't really have an excuse for that. I don't have an explanation. So most of these are growing, but there are a few that are reducing. That's understood. Let's get a few more of these going. And our income has dropped a little bit temporarily. It's January, so I guess that's not surprising. We do have a pretty large agrarian income, so over the winter, that's to be expected. So what is our next plan militarily? Well, our hand is forced. We need to get Siracine under our control. And to that end, I would like to start integrating Central Omen here. Okay. There's that religious advance. I want to improve opinion with them. And we're going to need to come down to Dur as well and improve opinion with them also. So that'll be fine. We want to get these two integrated, and then Gera and Siracine we're going to want to control as buffer states. So that'll be fine for the moment. And we'll definitely start going after these guys eventually. But for right now, that's not that big of a deal. Okay, so we wanted to grab... Right, we were going to start going down this way to Hypocost and Cultural Administration. That said, there's this down over here. Urban and Rural Planning. So urban planning is probably better than rural planning under most circumstances, because that population capacity, the global city building slots, that's all very big. So let's grab right to be heard for now. Either way we decide to go, we know we're going to need right to be heard. That's 100% something we're going to need. So that's fine for the moment. And let's continue to work on some of these slave estates. There we go. There's a bunch more of them queued up. And we know we have quite a lot to go, but this is moving fairly quickly as we scroll through this, so that's not too bad. We're making solid progress on this, for sure. Out of curiosity, how much would we make if we were to strong arm right now? 1,200? I don't think that's worth it. We can turn down our fort maintenance, but that won't save us much. So something like this looks absolutely fine. We have roughly 1 trillion slave estates being worked on, and that's to be expected. Let's check in on our city buildings real quick here and see what we might have available here. We're going to have to scroll all the way up to the top, unfortunately. And I wish I could click and drag these. I can't do that. Can't grab it. I don't know why. It seems to be bugged. This might have something to do with the UI scaling. I don't know. But let's just move this all the way up to the top. And I just wanted to check here. Yes, there are some cities that we can work on. So let's definitely do that. We're going to go to Daru here. There are 3 building slots out over here. So I want to get that going. So we're going to put in 3 taverns there for sure. No, we aren't. Hang on. This is a research city. We're going to put in 3 libraries. Okay. Next up would be Pessinus. So that would be out over this direction where we would put in 3 tax offices, or 2 tax offices, I guess. So next would be Gangra. So that is up over this direction. Cool. So this would be 2 Freeman districts. And then we've got Zakynthos. So that is out over here, right. That would be a pair of tax offices. And then Arathia, I guess. So we definitely have some of these building slots developing, and I'm perfectly content to do these for 2 building slots. I'm not so content to do it for 1 because we know that there's going to be a bunch of settlements mixed into that, and that's not ideal. So let's put in a pair of Freeman districts here. That looks good. So next would be Iconion. So that is right out over here. Beautiful. This is a slave city, so a pair of tax offices look good there. Next would be Alexandria Latmoy again. We've done so many passes on this. Okay. So that is... Where are you? We have it selected. I'm dumb. Okay, perfect. What else do we have here? Mylasa? Sure. So that is right next to it. Wonderful. This would be a pair of Freeman districts, and I do see that low food supply. It looks like it's under control. Okay. Next would be Zafar. So that one is out over here. Beautiful. We'll get those built. And now we want to get back to slave estates for the moment. These are up at the top again. Oh, okay. We have to scroll this all the way down. Well, at least it's not too bad. We can scroll it down to here. It doesn't take like a trillion years anymore because we got a lot of these slave estates done. Then we need to have it sorted like this so that we can just spam it. Perfect. So we'll just do something kind of like that for now. Beautiful. So that'll get us a number of additional constructions finished there. More followers of the Risen Lord. How rude. So we're currently down to 24.85. I would like to begin fabricating on Siracine here. So specifically, what I want to do is I want to fabricate a claim up over, like, here, right? And I'm not sure which province that actually is. It's claiming that this is Prov 1530 _ Armenian. I don't think that's actually it. It is Parstunik, I think. This one. Yeah. We'll start fabricating over there, and that's fine for now. We do need a new civic researcher, and that is going to be this guy. Okay, looks good. And now we can go back to building slave estates here. There we go. Making solid progress there. We can see that we have definitely put a dent into this. So that's looking good. Beautiful. There's another chunk of them gone. So I think that's what we're going to do for now. We're going to build slave estates until our settlements are all full, while also periodically checking in to the city buildings here to see if there are any cities that are not at 100%, right? Or rather, specifically, if they have more than one building slot. So that's interesting. This inherits the position. But it's in an absolute, not relative. So what I mean by that is if we scroll this up, we can see that this is going to be, if I switch over, instead of being here, it's going to be about here. So we can come in over here. There we go. Exactly where I expected it to be. So yeah, this is an absolute positioning. So the number of provinces here So presumably, like, the bottom province shown is what's indexed. Very interesting. That's not the way I would have that work, but okay. Sure. We have some untiring devotion here, so we gain 3 free stability. That's nice. And we'll just continue to work our way through these slave estates. There really aren't that many more of them. We're making very solid progress here, so I like it. No longer importing vegetables. Okay. We have growing food amounts in a lot of these locations, which is to be expected, of course, because we're currently in summer. So that's not surprising. We do need a commander somewhere. This army. Okay. So that is something that we should definitely do. So let's put in a new commander here. Actually, this guy is a Scorned family member. So I'm going to put him in. That'll be fine. No more Scorned families. And we'll put this guy in here and get drilled. Perfect. So that'll be fine for now. We're going to take Siracine next. And the idea here is we need to make sure that we control all the way from here to here to maintain a buffer state. This up over here we can take, but this we definitely need to have under our thumb as a subject. So to that end, I want to come down over to Central Omana and start working on integrating them. And I want to do the same with Dur. So we should be able to start integrating here as well. There we go. So both of those are being integrated. That looks great. And now let's build a few more slave estates. There we go. And we have a new civic perk available. Do I want the territory of Hamat to gain a forum? Probably not. Let's check in on this. I mean, maybe. It's fine. That can have a forum. It may not even happen, though, because the provincial loyalty is low. Yeah, I don't think it happened unless it's queued for the month tick. Yeah, did not happen. That is fine. I'm not too concerned about it. So let's continue to work our way through these slave estates. We can see we're definitely making good progress here. The scroll bar is starting to move quite a lot more as we get through this. So that's wonderful. We can see the dashed lines here, or not really dashed, the diagonal lines are where we have already built the slave estate. The green areas are where we can build the slave estate, and the red areas are cities with, I think, open building slots. So that is absolutely fine. We'll just continue to make our way through this. Military access from Annie. Who are you? You're an Anatolian city-state. Sure. That seems fine. This army out over here now needs a commander, and I'm going to put in this guy. He is not a Scorned family member, so we definitely need to get the Kane family a job, but we'll see when we have one available. We can actually colonize right down over here. Wonderful. Absolutely do that. Cool. So we get a couple more buildings that we can build. But we do have this risk of rebellion in Armenia Minoris, so this is definitely a concern here. Let's switch this over to harsh treatment for now. I don't think we need to do conversion here anyway, and that should solve the problem, at least for the moment. I don't know if that's going to be a long-term solution, but it'll definitely solve it for now. We can get a couple more slave estates built, and that'll be wonderful. We can definitely see that this bar is moving quite quickly now, actually, as we scroll through this. So that looks very, very good. That is a significant improvement. Cool. I'd like to have this little project done in, like, the next episode or so. We know that our aggressive expansion is going to be a problem when we take Siracine, but the main question is, how long do we wait to do it, right? We're going to have our claim done soon, and do the claims expire in this game? I don't know if they do. They may not. It'll be interesting to find out, anyway. So for now, that's all absolutely fine. I do want to get this slave estate building again. A number of them. Well, 3. 3 is the number. That'll be fine for now. can get another 4 going here. And yeah, very solid progress on that slave estate setup. No doubt about that. So Pops are currently starving out here in Apacopa, and did I say that backwards? No, Apacopa, that's correct. So minus 0.26, huh? What are we importing? Oh, we can definitely change that. So let's get rid of these sheep, and let's also import some grain. This will do the trick. Cool. So we're no longer going to be starving there. That looks good. Although we might have some issues going into the winter. We'll see how that feels. Okay, so we have a claim on Siracine now. I don't really want to utilize it at this moment. We still have a lot of aggressive expansion, but we can do that if we have to. They're at war with Seer. I don't think we care. And Siracine has this territory up over here. That's actually going to be awkward for us. I didn't realize they had this when I was planning on vassalizing this. Okay. So that has an effect on the landscape. I'm not sure that we can vassalize them then. Can we release some of these as a subject? As a hypothetical? I'm not actually wanting to do that here. But as a hypothetical, can we release something as a subject? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I mean, we can see that this needs a tax office. Might as well do that as long as we're here. So that seems fine. We'll continue with our plan on Siracine, but I'm not 100% certain on that. We'll see how that ends up going. Maybe we would just give it to Gera, this territory here. And just keep Gera. That could work. I think that's a decent option. Yeah, I think that'll work. So it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to get all these slave estates done. Eventually, they will finish. We're still building a lot of them, as you can see. Eventually, we'll get all of that done, and we'll get back to our city constructions. And we're also definitely going to take this and give it to Gera. I think that's got to be the plan at this point, now that I realize this up here. Yeah, almost certainly. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Atala, Andy McGar, Ali Lee, Dark Horse, Xenocyte, Hiro Marutsu, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.